Why would he go and find someone who has kids? Like, he already has kids. Why would he want to take on that responsibility? And I'm like, wait, aren't you looking for someone to take on that responsibility? I was just.
What's going on YouTube? It's your host Bruce GNT, and we're back with a video on TikTok. I'm sorry, I just can't step away. To be fair, I'm only really on it for content. Everything besides that, I don't even touch TikTok. But when I do come on looking for content, oh my gosh, I'm just doom scrolling. So for me to find this video actually took a little bit. I actually started out looking at like relationship stuff, and then I came across this. But apparently this woman, I'm not sure if it's her, I didn't really watch it. I just seen it, I was like, yep, I'm gonna talk about this one. The first one I see that interests me, this one I'm gonna talk about. So I'm not sure if it's her that's regretting divorce or someone else. So we're not gonna waste any time, we're gonna jump right in, then we're gonna talk about it. 4 minutes, let's try to see if I can keep this one short.
Recently, I caught up with an old friend and she was telling me that she got divorced. And I was so surprised because her and her husband were such a cute couple and they had been together for 11 years. So I asked her, like, what happened? I figured something bad happened. She's like, honestly, I was just bored. Like, my husband, all he did was work. I was a stay-at-home mom. We had 3 kids and I just got lonely and bored. And she says that when she would bring it up, like, he would take her out, but it was just boring to her. Like, she needed some excitement in her life. She just felt like she was just a mom and a wife, and her husband just wasn't doing that for her. And she had other friends that had, boyfriends, or like they had just got married, and they were always going out, always going on vacation, always partying, like going to the club, going to the bar, hanging out with friends, and they did none of that. And when she would bring it up to her husband would always tell her, like, I gotta work. Like, they had a big house, they had nice things. Like, he was just trying to work. So they ended up getting divorced. And now, she's single, she lives alone, she's working, and she's dating. So then I told her, oh, well, that must be exciting, like dating and stuff. And she's like, no, I fucking hate it. And I was like, why? And she's like, because all they want to do is just have fun. They just want to go to the club. They just want to go to the bar. They just want to hang out, have a good time, and then that's it. She said no one wants to help me out. Like, I'm trying to find someone that's going to help take care of my kids. She's like, I just want someone to be a provider, not just a good time. So
But you had that. That's what we call ass backwards, right? You had that and you were bored. And you see, this is the issue, right? Several things went wrong right here, right? First off, people need to stop looking at other people's lives thinking, oh my God, they're having so much fun. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Like, honestly, none of us knows what goes on behind closed doors. We could be sitting here thinking, oh, these people doing this, they doing that, they having so much fun. They probably going to those trips on debt. You don't know that. They probably going on so many vacations out partying because they honestly don't even like being near each other. They had to fill it in with all these different fillers like partying, drinking. You don't know their circumstances, no matter what people may tell you, because they only give you part of the story. Usually the part that makes them look good. But you went out there looking like Boo Boo the Fool because you were bored and you didn't know who you were besides, being a mother and a wife. Newsflash, I'm pretty sure your husband felt the same way. He didn't know who he was besides being a father and a husband because he was working consistently. Based off of her story, we're just going to take what she's saying at face value, because she's saying that, hey, the husband just worked consistently, seemingly to afford them the life that they had. Because from what she's saying right here, her homegirl was living, they were sitting pretty. So, sound like the fruits of his labor were paying off in a sense. But F that, the wife was bored. And then let's think about it from like a different lens, right? I'm not married, but this is common sense. You broke up your family, your kids, your husband, the love that you apparently had because you were bored. So you destroyed your life, your husband's life, the life of your children, because now your children are going to sit there and think, my mother left my father because she was bored. Because they're going to find out. Things like that always come out. What type of precedent are you setting for your child now? Because now they're going to think that this is appropriate, or they may have some type of like messed up notion of what love is because of you. And I'm not saying people have to be perfect, but he was a good man and you left him because you were bored. Do we not see the insanity with that? If that's not insane, I don't know what is. But before I go off too much, let's let her continue.
I was all like, well, wasn't that what your husband was doing? she's like, I know. And I guess now her ex-husband is dating someone, like, seriously. They have been divorced for a total of 3 years, and he has been dating this girl for 2 years. She has 2 kids, and they're already living together. She says that he's fully taking care of her. Like, the girl doesn't work, she's a stay-at-home mom. They haven't had any new kids, but they're planning on having kids. And she's pissed because she's like, how can he move on so fast? Like, you know, I can't even find nobody, and he just found someone so quick, and he didn't even want to give us another try, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was so confused because I was like, okay, so you divorced him because he was always working and you were bored. So now you're single, going out, having a good time, dating, but you don't like that. Now you want someone to take care of you, a provider. And your ex-husband, all he wanted to do was be a provider. That's why now he is dating someone who he has no problem providing for her and her kids. And she's pissed because she's like, why would he go and find someone who has kids? Like, he already has kids. Why would he want to take on that responsibility? And I'm like, wait, aren't you looking for someone to take on that responsibility? I was
adding it up in my mind because before she said, I'm just like, you're mad that he found someone that has kids and he's taking care of her kids. But you said that you want someone to find you and take care. What the? Like, accountability has left the chat. It doesn't exist in this woman's mind because it doesn't make any sense. Look, what happened was that she saw the grass and she thought it was greener, but she didn't realize that the lighting was hitting it just perfectly to make it look greener, and the grass over there is dingy. That's what happened. You know, it's this social media effect because people only show and post the good things, the things that look good. There's a lot of people I know that they post things that make it look like they're having a grand old time. Talk to them one-on-one, they're like, damn, this shit hard out here. It's not sweet out here. You know, I don't know what's wrong with people to think that the grass is always green. This is something that we've been encountering. Like, this is something the human race, I guess, has been struggling with for a long ass time. It's not going anywhere, but you had it all. And here's the thing too. I wonder how many of that woman's friends that did she sit down with before she did this, friends, family, whoever, and think about this, because I highly doubt that she just sat there by herself and was like, hey, look, I'm just going to do this, and consulted no one. How many of them actually sat her down and was like, hey, look, don't do this? That's something to think about, because sometimes we have people in our circle that are really not even in it for our betterment, for our good, and they can lead you down the wrong path. But you see, also pay attention to the wording, right? She's mad that he found someone and she's struggling. It's not the fact that he found someone, it's the fact that she's not happy. Because she's not happy, but he's seemingly happy. She's like, what the F? I did all this and I'm the one on the back end. And it's like, yes, dummy. Because another woman saw what he was doing and said, I know how hard it is out here in these streets. I don't want to be out here no more. And she locked that brother down because she's not stupid. She's not. These streets, it's hard out here in these streets. It's cold out here. It's cold. And if you're not down for some laughs and some butt naked sex, then you're going to be out in the cold for like a while. I'm telling you. And depending on her age, and not to be like, oh, but it's a true thing. Things get harder when you get older, especially in my personal opinion, more so for women as opposed to men. I think men are more accustomed to being alone and can deal with it a little bit better than women. This is called fuck around and find out. Excuse my language. That's exactly what that's called, because that whole sequence was just stupid. You know, you were bored. You could have sat down with your husband, talk about what you want, the things that you like, the things that you want to continue doing or start doing, because, you know, as you get older, and it might be rich coming from me, but when you're married and you get older, things evolve. You don't just stay the same. You're constantly growing with that person. So the things that you thought were prerequisites before, what you wanted within that relationship, may change and alter. That's something that they should have sat down with themselves and say, hey, look, we need to figure out what is it that we want, because I feel like this, and I'm pretty sure you don't feel that much different. You'd be surprised what could be solved with a conversation. Let's let her finish it out, then I'll give my final thought.
Giving her a hard time, not gonna lie, because it was kind of funny to me, because I was like, I could tell that she regretted her decision. I could tell. And I've seen a lot of people do shit like this, where they get divorced for reasons that are not, I'm not gonna say they're not valid, because everybody's feelings are valid, but they're fixable problems. Like, I don't know if you guys have this wrong idea of marriage that is supposed to be like fun and happy all the time. It's not. I feel like every relationship literally depends on compromise. Like, you gotta compromise something. You cannot have everything. And to be honest with you, like, if she was willing to give up on him that quick, like, maybe she just didn't love him that much. Because I cannot even imagine just me being like, oh, I'm bored, I'm gonna divorce my husband, you know? Like, no, you figure it out, you work it out. But I could tell that she's regretting it, because what she thought she wanted is not what she thought she wanted. So recently I caught up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she regrets it, because now guess what? She's out, she's working. She went from stay-at-home mom to working to probably take care of kids part-time, however they have that divvied up. Now she's looking for someone to take care of her, do the exact same thing that she already had. Probably not gonna find it. Any self-respecting man that finds out that, you know, a woman was married, but then she got divorced over something as stupid as that, I'm saying right now, don't deal with that woman. Don't. And the same is reversed for women as well. If you find someone and they got divorced because of some superficial or downright idiotic reason, because we could sit here and talk all day about how, oh, everyone's reason is valid. Nope. Not everyone's reason is valid. Actually, you know what? We can say it's valid, but it's validly stupid. My final thoughts on this, look, you're going to have various different opinions of what marriage should be. You know, whether it's happy all the time, it's going to be a bad all the time, it's going to be compromises. Marriage is what you make it within your relationship. So if you want it to be happy all the time, then work for that. If you want it to be sad all the time, then don't do shit. And then don't worry, it'll get there. And if you want it to be one of compromises where you guys get to sit together and work out issues and then kind of grow with each other, all these things take work, in my personal opinion. I could be 100% wrong. I'm not married. But I'm just saying. That's just how I see it. And look, if you ever think about doing something that may be stupid or may not be the best in your best interest, consult some really solid people that are going to have your best interest at heart all the time. Like someone that you can really trust, because I guarantee, unless she just has crap people, I guarantee you that if she has sat down and talked to her people and said, hey, look, I'm thinking about doing this, they would have sat her down like, bitch, don't do that. That's what I would have done. I would have told my homegirl, like, bitch, just sit your ass down. What are you doing? Stop looking at other people's grass. Worry about your grass. Your grass don't look as green? Cool. Make it green. Do what you gotta do. I mean, I knew people were getting divorced over stupidity, but not like this. This is a different brand of stupid. You guys already know the drill. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Comment down below. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me, hopefully you haven't been in a situation like that. I hope not. If you have, and you're brave enough to talk about it, put it down in the comments. And subscribe if you want more. Peace.